sometimes we get desperate. I don't know if you're familiar with The Simpsons, but they have the salesman Gil. Gil needs a sale. How do we stay neutral, but also have a goal to get them where they want to go when we're in that motivation where if I don't close the deal soon, I'm done?
Part of it is to try and never be in that situation. And I think for some agents is they play high stakes Vegas rules with their career. So it's, they're rolling red and black on big, or they're sticking all of their cash on 22 black on a roulette table and hoping it's going to pay off. I would be looking to say, how do I build a base level, recurring, more sustainable revenue or income stream into my career as quick as I possibly can? I coach and consult and train to a lot of aspiring professional speakers and people that want to build coaching, training, consulting businesses, not because it's my business, just because I've done a lot of it. And through associations and groups and teams that I'm part of, is I like to give back to my industry and help advise and guide those folks to not make some of the same mistakes that have been made in mine and my friends' careers. And one of the things I often share with those is that when it comes to building this type of business, you should follow what I call the cupcake principle. If you give a child a cupcake, what is the only part of the cupcake that the young infant child is interested in?
Top.
The top, right? They want the frosting, the sprinkles, whatever's on the toppings. They want the good, sweet, sticky stuff. They're not interested in what's actually beneath the paper. Most people in real estate, most people in speaking, coaching, training businesses are the same. They want the sexy stuff that looks good on their Instagram, that's going to pay them the big bucks, and they're not interested in the stuff that puts oxygen or fuel in the tank that actually allows them to be able to go the distance.
Yes.
So when people are in the coaching, training, consulting business, is I say, well, like, how much money do you need to make a month in order to not go backwards, to not panic, to mean that what you can do is you can go to sleep at night? And this isn't like how much money do you want to make? It's like, where's the what keeps the lights on, what turns the lights off number? It's often about a third of the number that people started with what they thought they wanted. Once we know that number, then we say, can we build something in the base of the cupcake that means that you've got at least that sum of money? Now, what would that look like for many in the coaching, training, consulting business? It's like, oh, could you flip from your job and have one consulting client that you work 1 day a week with that pays you a monthly retainer of that sum of money, and it comes on the 21st of every month? Well, yeah, I suppose I could, but I don't really want to tie myself to one account. But like I say, but you could do it. And they're like, yeah, I could do it. Well, I said, if you didn't have to worry about paying your bills every month and you had 4 days a week to build your speaking, coaching, training, consulting business, do you think you could build it faster than if you had 5 days a week and the fear of paying your bills? And they're like, yeah, I guess I could do. I said, do you think you'd have more strength in conviction, in passion, when you are presenting your own prices towards the business you do and don't want to win, when you're not worried about paying your bills at the end of the month? Yeah, I guess I would. In the speaking business, is people often say, like, how do you get to the next level of fees? How do you grow your fees to this? And there are some things that fall into that, like stagecraft and brand and story and blah, 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 blah. But there becomes a point that the biggest thing that impacts your ability to get higher fees is your ability to walk away from lower fees. Like, you're not going to get a 6% commission if you keep saying yes to 4% commissions. To get 6% commissions, you have to have the confidence to say no to a 4.5% offer, a 5% offer, and a 5.5% offer. You have to have the strength and conviction to walk away from those lower numbers if you want the higher numbers. And that comes from you having something in the background that means that I'm never going to need to play desperate. And I know this might sound a little counterintuitive towards other people's advice, but if you want to go the distance in real estate, you might need a part-time job. You might need to have, particularly in a market like the one we're in right now, you might need to work for a property management company part-time that opens doors, gives you leads, but pays your wage.